Hello and welcome to Zach's Traders Cafe. Today I'm joined by Zack Bozinovski, who is Managing Director at Wellnex Life. How are you today, Zach?
Good morning, Zach. How are you?
Well, I presume that not that many people have heard of Wellnex Life, but hopefully one or two more people, or lots more people, will hear about you very soon. Can you tell us who you are and what you do?
Yeah, sure, Zach. We're an ASX listed company in Australia. We're listed on the ASX back in 2021, and we're in the health and wellness space, the pharmaceutical space. We're into complementary medicines and registered medicines. And since 2021, we've had a lot of traction within the local Australian market. We've launched a lot of complementary medicine brands. And I think the key, the jewel in the crown for us is we've also developed, in partnership with our contract manufacturers, a liquid paracetamol soft gel and other IP soft gel products. And we actually are licensing those products to Haleon in Australia under the Panadol brand. So Haleon Australia is a big pharma corporate, as they are in parts of Europe and the rest of the world. And we've been fortunate enough to have a partnership with them since 2022, licensing the product to them in Australia. And Zach just recently invoiced our first order to Haleon UK for the Panadol brand, which should be on shelf over the next couple of weeks. So we're all about being first or fast to market, launching new and innovative products. And where the opportunity presents itself, we're more than happy to license our IP to other, international partners or domestic partners.
Right, quite a few points there. The first one is what is soft gel?
Yeah, so typically if you take a tablet, it's compressed, you ingest the tablet breaks down your stomach, and then obviously you get the pain relief with a soft gel. What it is, it's a soft gel which has a liquid slush in it, the paracetamol. And literally what happens when you ingest the product, the seam on the soft gel opens up and the slush comes out and the body absorbs the liquid a lot faster than the tablet. So it gives you a lot faster pain relief by ingesting a soft gel versus a tablet.
And presumably, some people who don't like taking tablets might like the soft gel. Is that right?
Well, it's a lot easier to swallow. It's a gelatin. It's a gelatin soft gel, so it's a lot easier to swallow. But it's all about pain, Zach. People love fast pain relief. And actually, back in 2018, 2019, when we started the project, we understood that people were prepared to pay 40% more for a liquid analgesic. And we found that there was no paracetamol liquid analgesic at the time in a soft gel format. And that's one of the reasons we developed it. And obviously, the rest is history with some amazing partnerships like Haleon and other major retail partners in Australia. So it's all about speed in the pain space. It's all about speed of getting that pain relief as quick as possible.
So you obviously have an edge in the market with this soft gel. You mentioned the two magic letters, which are I and P. I mean, that's where the value is, I presume. Can you tell
Yeah.
us about that IP?
Yeah, sure. So when we were developing the product of our contract manufacturing partner, we developed what's called a dossier back in Australia. And that dossier has all the clinical evidence and all the clinical data. We submitted that dossier to the TGA in Australia, which is the equivalent of the MHRA here in the UK. It was about a 12-month process. It's typically a 9 to 12-month process to get these products approved in the TGA. Once the product was approved by the TGA, they issue what's called a marketing authorization. And then we can then use that marketing authorization and actually clone or piggyback the product to anybody. And obviously we did it with Haleon. So literally, Zach, what that means is that that marketing authorization ties up Haleon back to Wellnex Life. So they can only ever put our liquid paracetamol soft gel in the marketing authorized product, which is in Australia, the Panadol product. And then we use that information from Australia and assisted Haleon, who did their own submission here in the UK, to again launch the same product here. So we're actually all tied at the hip moving forward based on our marketing authorization that Wellnex Life owned back in Australia.
So the other point I think which comes from what you say is that I speak to many companies who maybe when this first stage, I suppose, is a biotech developing some kind of new IP, and takes them years and millions and billions of pounds together, and they may not get there. Then once they've developed their IP, then they sort of test it, and there's all these sorts of other phases. It's like stages to nirvana, and then they have to find someone to distribute the product, and then maybe there are no takers or there are takers, and then once they're there, it's in the products in the shop. Then they hope that somebody's going to buy it. So you've gone through all those multiple stages, and you're now in your nirvana, I presume.
Yes.
And the other point is, I think we met in the summer, and at that point, it was sort of one of those sort of that time in the cycle where you're waiting for that hockey stick jump in sales, which sometimes doesn't happen, but companies say we're waiting for that hockey stick of it's going to go off the charts. It's an inflection point in the business. It's transformational and everything else. All the stock market type of wording that you have.
Yeah.
And we've met now, or we're speaking now, and looking at your company's data, looks as though Q4 2024 was your hockey stick moment, your inflection point, and the transformational point in your life cycle. Is that correct?
It is, Zach, and it's so true what you said. The beauty of where we are today in February 25 is that we've sunk all the costs, we've done all development, we've proven the quality of the product. We've got some great distribution partners, both domestically and internationally in Australia. So where it's our go time, right? With we've proven the credibility, we've proven the results. We had $2-3 million months in November, December. So people can always talk a really good game, and I understand as investors and shareholders, you listen and you research, and a lot of people talk, but the proof's in the pudding here, Zach. Like we have launched the soft gels. We have shown $3 million months in November, December. We've quantified our partnership with Haleon. We've actually helped them launch their product and brand in Australia now, in the UK, sorry, now as well. We've got ongoing discussions, Zach, with Haleon here in Europe about doing additional products and launching additional countries. Um, I'm talking to a distributor here in the UK who, is going to help me bring our brands from Australia to the UK, and at the same time, we will do the same thing as we do in Australia. We will use our IP that we license to Haleon here and go talk to people like Boots and Sainsbury's and white label the product. We have got plans that identified Spain, Germany, Italy, France for expansion of our brand. So I know I've just said a lot, Zach, but the reality is I've said a lot because there is a lot on our plate, and we're at that right time in our lives where we're ready to actually expand here into the UK market, and which is one of the other reasons I'm here is the dual listing on the AIM.
Yeah, so I was going to say that as you said, you were ASX listed in the first 30 seconds of the interview. Maybe half the people switched off because they want to be investing in a UK company. They can come back now because you are on the journey to AIM.
Yeah, exactly. We came in July when I first briefly spoke, and just sounded out the interest in the company, and as a result, we got the confidence to come back now. Probably a little bit delayed. We're hoping to come back in October, November, but good things take time, and we've been here for the last 3 weeks talking to major investors about listing on the AIM. We just came out of a trading halt this morning and announced that we've already secured $9 million Aussie as part of the listing on the AIM. So we're very bullish, and we see it as a very important part of our company's next step, dual listing on the AIM, and obviously using that listing to help catapult our brands and our IP licensing throughout the UK and the European markets. And there's been a lot of work put in, Zach, behind the scenes, but we're right at the stage now where we're really excited about the support we're getting, the interest we're getting in the company. It's now all about executing from an AIM perspective, and we're hoping for that to happen in early March. And then behind the scenes, as I said, really working hard with a local distributor in the UK and 4 countries in Europe to continue the expansion of the revenue of the business.
So it's hurry while stock lasts, but it's also a situation where you're coming to market. You will hopefully be an international scalable business. The dirty work has very much been done. I suppose the final dirty work is trying to get onto AIM, but that really will be it. And
Yes.
there aren't very many small market cap international consumer healthcare companies.
Yeah, look, we've had a really good response here in the UK. We're a small cap back home in Australia, and we've had some great support. We've raised over $30 million. We acquired a market-leading brand back in December 2023 called Pain Away. So, we are a small cap, but we're a growing small cap. But we generally believe the UK market also understands a lot more about healthcare companies, and that's been proven to me over the last 3 weeks with all the meetings I've undertaken. We've met, as I said, a lot of major institutional investors. We've met some family offices, and they've all shown a lot of interest in the company. They all really understand and appreciate what we're trying to do, and they really value our relationship with Haleon. So yeah, we think we're primed for the aim, and we're also excited to bring our new and unique products to the UK and European markets in the second half of this year and 26 beyond 2026 and beyond.
Well, we look forward to the forthcoming IPO and wish you well on that. The London market needs as much fresh blood as possible, so I'm sure you can supply that. In the
Thank you.
meantime, Zack Bozinovski, Managing Director at Wellnex, thank you very much indeed.
Thanks for your time, Zach. Great to speak to you. Have a good day.